I didn't have a chance to look online. I was going to see if there was a recording online, but I haven't.
I love that we sit directly across from them. It's so nice, I know.
To live anywhere
Me too. Dan's back from Greece.
Yeah. Jealous that they went to Greece. I'm sure it was beautiful.
at least. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Frank.
Welcome to our friends from the media. Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Dana, can we have a roll call?
Sure. Jacqueline Daniels. Here. Tyler Kennedy.
Here.
Jalen Daniels.
Present.
Adam Preston.
Here.
Sean Rallis.
Here.
Rohan Brown. Noah Darrow.
Here.
Patricia De Silva. Here. Christopher Rogers.
Here.
Daniel Stahl.
Here.
Carl Williams.
Here.
Lisa Glazer. Here. Ann Lynch.
Here.
And Frank Pergola.
Here. Mr. Mayor?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I know everybody's dying to hear from me tonight. The phone's been ringing off the hook for 3 nights. But I have a lot of other things to worry about besides this one event. So I have a statement, I want to share. I want to make sure that everybody understands why we're doing this. I want to make sure that people know that this is not any type of retribution. This is about the city. I care about the city. That's why you're here. You care about the city. And I want to make sure that we have a transparent process and we know what's going on. So I want to make sure it's crystal clear that this investigation started at the beginning of this year when I instructed our corporation counsel, who isn't here right now, to review credit card charges and other potentially inappropriate uses of public resources. This was discussed in the February public fiscal presentation covered in the Valley Independent 7. Based on the preliminary review of 3 years of charges and the irregularities found, it was recommended that the review be expanded and an independent firm that specializes in this issue be secured to provide a comprehensive review, report, and recommendations on potential legal action associated with this problem or issue. I want to be clear about the credentials of Crombie Law Firm and why I am recommending that firm uniquely qualified for this, I feel is uniquely qualified for this type of investigation. Let me read a little bit about Mr. Crombie to you. Andrew Crombie is the founder and owner of Crombie Law Group, LLC. And prior to establishing the firm, Andrew had a distinguished 20-year career in state and federal law enforcement. His experience includes serving as a detective, sergeant, and chief of staff to the commissioner of the Connecticut State Police, and later in a deputy commissioner role managing the Division of Scientific Services. Andrew also served as a task force agent with the FBI, where he worked closely with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Connecticut. Andrew's law firm experience spans high-level investigations into white-collar crimes and violent crimes. And while managing the forensic science and toxicology laboratories, Andrew helped develop Connecticut's first computer crime and electronic evidence lab. His work included serving with the world-renowned forensic scientist Dr. Henry Lee and training international law enforcement agencies. I promise you when I was running for mayor that I would put Ansonia's fiscal house back in order. And we focus on transparency and accountability. And that's what I'm doing. With this investigation, we begin the process to get any potential lost taxpayers' money back and hold anyone who took advantage of you, our taxpayers, accountable. I take no joy in the fact there is concerning information that requires further investigation. I I wish we were not here in this position, but unfortunately, we are. We must do what is right, get the facts, have it clearly laid out for the public and any appropriate authorities. And this may potentially lead to a criminal investigation. I urge patience as we work through the process. Both criminal and civil proceedings may be considered. And it is in civil proceedings where taxpayers recoup misappropriated funds, plus interest, investigative fees, and lawyers' fees. It may take a while, take some time, but justice will be done. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Are there any questions from the Alderman?
I'm curious about what the cost is.
Well,
That's a big one.
that's what I said at the end. If you listen, anything that we can recoup if there's a problem. So,
I mean, the legal fees and retaining.
we haven't done it. We haven't done any of the paperwork yet, Sean. We have to. We'll negotiate that once we get approved. I don't have those numbers. Honestly, I don't.
Any board members have any questions? Lisa?
Mr. Mayor, you insinuated that the original investigation showed some inconsistencies, so to speak.
There's areas of concern. I'll leave it at
Okay, are we talking hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands?
that. Just areas of concern. I don't have numbers for you.
Okay, because there was enough of a
There's
concern
enough.
from
There's
corporate
enough
counsel.
of some areas of concern where there was possible misappropriation of city money. Possible. We got to investigate that, find out exactly what happened. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
This isn't a witch hunt. This is to make sure that there was no misappropriation of city funds. That's what this is all about.
So I guess I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here, right? So the proposition here is to make sure that we have corporate counsel pursue what may or may not be an investigation on
Corporation
previous-
counsel is recommending we hire an outside.
Okay, so thank you for the correction. I guess the hard part to choke down here for everybody, and just being transparent with you, right, is we have a budget that is extremely difficult to deal with, and then we're going into this kind of venture. So I think the reason why Lisa and Sean were asking is it cost beneficial to do this? Which I want you to know to begin with, I'm very for this. Because I think ultimately, at the end of the day, regardless, this restores value and integrity back to Ansonia as a whole. You know, this goes to show, and this is something that Frank did run on. You know, this was something that we discussed several times, that if at any point in time we had the opportunity, you know, that this was going to come about.
I'm going to comment though. I remember I said when I was going to run for mayor, in front of all of you, I said we were talking about a forensic audit. And I looked into the cost of a forensic audit, but we had no reason to do a forensic audit. You know, it has to be very centered and focused. And I was told it would cost several $100,000. We're not talking about that. We have no smoking gun. Right now, we have reason to believe there could be a problem, and we're looking into it. That's why we didn't do a forensic audit. So I'm just trying to be fiscally responsible and do what I promised for the people of Ansonia. And trust me, it's not an easy decision to do something like this. It really is not.
Anybody else?
Just to be clear, this is also the initial investigation or the initial search was only covering a 3-year period, but that will be expanded.
And I don't know all the details. I just know of a couple instances that were areas of concern. And that's all I can tell you. I don't know how much. I don't know the specifics. That's what we have the attorneys for. They'll handle this. I have an attorney here, Carolyn. Thank you for coming, Carolyn.
Certainly.
But under the attorney's advice, we hired outside counsel to address the facts here and look into this further.
Lisa?
So we're doing this in the interest of being transparent and completely open and honest about what's going on and what has gone on, so that moving forward, we can continue to be transparent. In fact, there's no more city credit cards, correct?
There are city credit cards. I don't have one. I don't have any money.
We
The
don't.
mayor spent $15,000 of my budget, his budget, 5 months, I didn't have a penny, so, matter of fact, somebody's coming in Thursday, I'm gonna give a personal check for a scholarship fund out of my own funds. I don't have any money till July 1st, the mayor's budget, so. I think I was left with $80, but I haven't touched it, I'm saving.
Saving it for a rainy day?
Yes. yes.
Invest it.
Any other questions?
Anyone else? Okay. I need to have a motion to accept the request for authorization for the council to do the investigation.
I'll move.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, that motion is passed. Now I need a motion to adopt a resolution for the Crumble Law Firm to authorize an independent investigation.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Majority rules, motion passes.
Okay, I want to make a statement regarding the budget, which is going to be presented to you tonight. This is the final approval before it moves on. And it's going to be more than what's allowed for the city charter, I believe it's like 6%. So once you approve it, we're going to have to bring it up to that. So tonight, we will vote on a budget that was maybe put forth for consideration and a vote by people in Ansonia. Because of this, I want to speak for a moment, offering a quick overview of the work that's been done, where we started, and where we are now, after months of hard work to protect the taxpayers of Ansonia. The first thing to know and remember is that on day one, we started with a $10 million deficit. I didn't create that hole. I just told the truth. It exists. We can't ignore it, or it will put the city and its people even more in the future. How did this happen? Prior budgets were based on revenue that did not exist. Think of this, it didn't factor, in the debt payments that the city is obligated to pay. So debt payments and revenue, false revenue and debt payments that were not in the budget. In other words, there was an erroneous budget. Think of this like your monthly budget. You can't factor and pay for shifts you don't work. You can't ignore your credit card payments with interest. Let's get back to that $10 million budget deficit. If we only fixed it through taxes, it would have equated to a 26% tax increase just to break even. Obviously, this is not what we are going to do or wanted to do. Instead, we rolled up our sleeves, hired an expert to help us, worked with all our departments, and did the hard and necessary work. We cut over $100,000 in staff costs from the city budget. We eliminated the mayor's car payment, $20,000. We created efficiencies across many departments, shaving costs where possible while preserving core services. Between all our efforts to keep costs down on the city budget, an infusion of $4.5 million in new funds from the state, including $3.25 million in one-time emergency relief funds due to our budget crisis, we cut that $10 million tax hike down to $1 million. And that $1 million is all debt payments we have to make, not fat or excess, money that we did not know about. So where did we land at the end? We cut the 26% tax increase to 6%. That works out to $28 a month for the average single-family household. And we did this without cutting core services and by bringing back affordable summer camp for the hardworking families of Ansonia. Starting today, we've got the program going. It's going to be run by the YMCA using city facilities. but we'll help some kids out that are getting reduced in. So there is going to be summer camp. Another note, we have a grocery store coming. And I'm going to meet with the owner tomorrow morning, and I have already met with the people that bought the shopping center. And, seems like a really good fit for them to call me. It's great. So we'll have that discussion. They've got some good plans.
Is it true Marshall's is going to be bigger?
Marshall's is going to be wavered. I don't have.
That's
to
exciting.
It's
It's really exciting.
Home Goods is going to be part of the big white building. What,
Okay.
like I said, Social Security staying. They're going to build a smaller building, 2,500 square feet. I don't know who's going to put it in. He's got great plans. He's very, very optimistic. We're thrilled. Anyway, I told him we're all thrilled.
Awesome.
Okay, but anyway, back to my speech here. None of this, of what I've told you is ideal, but it is an honest account of where we started and the exceptional work to cut the tax hike by 90%. So thank you all for your hard work. It's been very, very mind-boggling, nervousness, lost sleep, everything for the last 5 months. The last, I want to highlight that my fiscal staff has conducted 3 budget public presentations. We're going to do another one tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the senior center for seniors who couldn't make the budget hearings in the evening. Perhaps the most important point to remember is that over a 2-year budget, approving the budget now will actually save the average single-family home taxpayer about $200, compared to kicking the can and facing an even bigger bill next year. We went through those numbers in the presentation. I don't have that for me. My staff members are here. The budget presentation is on the city website, and the handouts are here. Can you have the handouts? I'm sorry about that. But anyway, we presented them for last week. I leave this now to you, the Board of Alders, and the voters to decide which path we're going to take. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Mayor.
That was the package we received last time.
Yeah.
So before we move with the approval of the fiscal year 26-27 city budget of $69,146,155, is there any discussion the board members would like to express?
No, just only question, Mayor, is the investigation incorporated into this already, or?
No, there's 2 separate issues here. You know, the budget's one thing. How things were done in the past is something else. The fact that he lied about $1.6 million in revenue that was never there, that was a lie. We all know that. The fact that we have $3 million in bond payments this fiscal year that was never accounted for, that was there. But is that a legal thing? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I would say it's a major breach of trust to the people in Ansonia, and it's an ethical violation, but I'm not a lawyer, so that's not my take. But those things are true, and I have the numbers. And I think I've given you the numbers before. So there's separate issues.
Any other questions from anybody? Hearing none, may I have a motion to approve the fiscal year 26-27 city budget of $69,146,155.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion is passed, and the budget approved. Item number 4 is we're going to schedule a budget referendum for June 1st, 2026, in accordance with the city charter. May I have a motion to set that date?
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just want to say that this is a very important referendum that we'll be going into, We're very lucky and privileged with our state officials that we got the money that we got this year, but it won't be there next year. So it will be a very important referendum that we're all going into.
I would
Yes.
also like to address the crowd and say, if anyone has questions, please call their Alderman. Call us. Our phone number is on the city website. We've gone through this budget a million times. If you have any questions at all, call us. We'll explain it.
Okay,
You can call us too to explain the difference between what happens if the referendum passes and what happens if it doesn't. Because that's gonna be a huge difference for every single homeowner, every single taxpayer.
And what will be taken away.
Okay?
It's just not your taxes that are gonna go up, it's gonna be services.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
And get out there and vote.
Vote yes. Vote yes.
Please, everybody, yes. Carl.
Allegedly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and FYI, the referendum will be Monday, June 1st, 2026, at the Ansonia Armory from 12 p.m. until 8 p.m.
Will this be posted on the city website? Okay. Yeah.
That brings us to our last.
No, we have a motion on the floor. There's a motion on the floor.
Motion, I have a motion to schedule June 1st, 2026 for the budget referendum.
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, motion is passed. And the last item is adjournment. Do I hear a motion to
I'll make a
adjourn?
motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, we are adjourned.
Frank?